Morocco. Its desert, its golden sands, its canyons, its valleys and mountains have all been the terrain for many years of the Paris-Dakar Rally. Then, like the winds across the desert, an idea crossed the mind of Joan Porcar, the first Spaniard to participate in the rally. Why not take advantage of this idyllic setting to create something novel and different, where the adventure of the competition comes first, when every day is an unforgettable personal experience, when the word surrender does not exist, and where solidarity is a fundamental element. Dakar on bicycles. The idea quickly began to take shape, and in 2006 we saw the first edition, which had 4 stages and in which 143 brave competitors began to write the initial pages of this story. The idea grew and evolved, crossed new routes, discovered new lands, and in 2011 acquired its current format of 6 stages. Great names like Laurent Jalabert, Claudio Chiappucci and Roberto Heras have succumbed to the enchantment of Titan and the magic of Morocco. But many other anonymous cyclists have become the essence of the event and made the race what it is today. Welcome to Titan Desert. The 2018 edition was born with strength, with more dune passes, more navigation through the desert, and more participants than ever. They'd all have to overcome 620 kilometres distributed over 6 stages. And just to kick-start things, a first stage with a frightening stature. 2,561 metres of altitude, the largest in a stage in the entire history of Titan Desert.
Une découverte pour moi, mais extraordinaire au-delà de mes attentes. Ça, c'est un dépaysement, on n'imagine pas pouvoir profiter comme ça de pistes pendant des kilomètres et des kilomètres. Et puis non, c'est vraiment quelque chose que je n'ai jamais vécu et qui donne envie de venir pour la semaine en entier, puisque là je ferai que la première étape. Et qui plairait à beaucoup d'amis, je crois. Donc c'est un événement qu'il faut faire découvrir à tout prix parce que je crois que ça plaira à beaucoup de gens.
575 participants took part in this first stage. On the start line, nervous and excited cyclists wait for the start of this sporting and personal challenge.
The Titan Desert is about adventure. And adventure is you don't know where you're going to go, right? What it's going to be. So it's I really don't know what to expect. I come here to have a taste of it. It's a race. Races are always hard if you push yourself. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be long. It's going to be dusty. I just hope not to have any technical issues so that I can do a good race and enjoy, and hopefully be closer to the front than the back.
And so the curtain rose and the 13th edition of the Gaes Titan Desert by Garmin commenced. It was very noticeable right from the beginning that there was a real desire to pedal, and this was reflected in the fast pace of the start, which quickly stretched the peloton. The first to break away was the Colombian Diego Tamayo, winner of the 2015 edition, but his attempt to get away was all to no avail. Later, the professional Spaniard Manuel Beltran had a go, not giving up on his effort to get ahead in the company of his compatriots, Francesc Fressier and Ramon Sagues. A strong start to the proceedings for them. Behind a big group of 30 consisting all the favourites, including 2011 Tour de France winner and 2009 world champion Cadel Evans, taking it calmly for now and trailing the leaders by 3 minutes. The decisive point of the stage was the second big climb of the day, a hard and endless climb of 6 kilometres. peaking at 2.3 kilometers of altitude. Every competitor managing their pace, but it's arduous stages like this that sort the men from the boys. Giuseppe Betalou, winner of the last two editions of the race, gives chase to the leaders. Giuseppe Betalou has established a very good rhythm, bit by bit increasing the gap before crossing the line 7 minutes and 29 seconds ahead. Back in the fight for second place, Evans got ahead of Spain's Dueñas in the intense sprint.
For me personally, amazing landscape, amazing the villages out in the quite arid, remote areas of Morocco. A really beautiful landscape to see when the race slowed down a bit. It was a really fantastic experience.
Amongst the female ranks, it was Ramona Gabriel winning the stage, who'd won it back in 2016, this time ahead of Ana Ramirez, the 2017 winner. The second day of Titan Desert 2018 was the first of the marathon stages, meaning the participants had to transport everything they deemed appropriate either on their bicycles or in their backpacks in order to spend the night at the Al Nif camp. There would be no external assistance, physiotherapy or mechanics here. This stage, the second overall and final mountain stage, crossed the heart of the mountains of Sagro and into empty Titan territory, the desert. The first kilometres were distinctly calm until kilometre 22, when those in green went for it. First was the Spaniard Guillem Muñoz, right together with Christopher Bosque. Soon after, Francesc Freginet joined them. They may well be competing, but this was a perfect example of teamwork for the time being at least, pulling away from the group of what we thought were the favourites. In that group, the leader Giuseppe Betalou was responsible for setting the pace. Spain's Oriol Colomet also left the comfort of the group in search of the leader, but his mighty effort did not bring the hoped reward. In the final part of the stage, the Colombian Sebastian Tamayo offered some collaboration with Giuseppe Betalou, looking to reduce the gap together. Ahead, Guillem Muñoz reached the finish line alone. He'd closed up a gap to the leader of more than 7 minutes and left the overall race wide open. The fight for the win amongst the girls was sorted out only in the sprint. Ramona Gabriel in front of Ana Ramirez to collect her second consecutive stage victory. And so the participants came together for resting overnight after a particularly intense day, but the desert still lay ahead of them.
All of the competitors carry on their backs one spot that is a system that works by GPS, and in our race headquarters we can see more or less each 4-6 minutes the GPS point where they are and also the speed that they're moving. And finally, that's very important, the time, the hour of the day in which we have the date. We can check it, and also then they have two buttons, SOS, one medical and one mechanic, that for us is an alert to to start all of the system in case of they have a problem, and we go with the Lico or with the 4x4 cars that we have on the track.
It's great because it's very small, it's very light, you don't feel anything, and it makes you feel very secure. And the other good thing with the spot is that my family can follow me live from France anytime during the race, so they feel comfortable, I feel comfortable, so I think it's really great.
The second day of the marathon stage and the longest of this year's event. 122 kilometres in total and the first completely in the desert. And it really was a crazy stage with multiple changes for the lead of the race, almost as many changes as in the terrain. The organisers surprised the participants by locating one of the hydration stations at the end of a short but steep climb, covered with a large amount of sand. The leader Giuseppe Betalou was able to follow in the wheel tracks of the Argentine Ignacio Gili, who asserted the advantage of his fat bike in an area of soft sand, taking his rivals by surprise. Both Betalou and Gili got to the line with a significant advantage. It was Gili's first stage victory after 4 editions of Titan Desert. And for the first time, a fat bike could celebrate a stage victory. Delight all round and a much-deserved success. Ana Ramirez continued to dominate proceedings with 3 wins out of 3 so far this year for the girls.
Nous sommes dans la zone des Haimas. Nous avons donc 200 tentes pour tous les participants. Donc il y a 3 participants par tente. On est planté en plein milieu du désert dans un cadre fantastique avec donc des matelas, des couvertures super chaudes pour la nuit parce que les températures chutent très très vite. Et c'est juste dingue d'avoir tout ça d'installer à chaque fois qu'on finit une étape. Nous sommes sur la chill zone, zone vraiment centrale du bivouac, où tous les participants se retrouvent après l'étape de la journée. Ils peuvent bénéficier d'1 heure de Wi-Fi gratuit pour pouvoir communiquer et partager les moments de la journée. Ils ont également un service restauration et un service récupération avec des massages également. Nous sommes dans la zone technique où tous les participants parquent leur vélo derrière moi. Et il y a également l'assistance mécanique où les participants peuvent faire un check-up complet du vélo après l'étape, car il y a vraiment un besoin de ce check-up pour chaque étape pour pouvoir mieux repartir. Donc voilà, comme vous pouvez vraiment le constater, on est en plein milieu du désert et avec vraiment tous les bénéfices pour tous les participants, c'est juste fantastique, quoi.
On day 4, a V-shaped route was designed that would take the cyclists to Methuga, leaving them at the gates of the impressive Erg Chebi Dunes. Another surprise, Spain's José Luis Gómez Miranda, hit by extremely bad luck over the first few days, decided to throw the dice and gamble. He absolutely goes for it. There was a foretaste of what was to come tomorrow as the participants got to tackle the impressive dunes for the first time. Again, the route presented a trap for the runners, and also once again, one of the hydration stations was located on top of a mountain and very difficult to reach. Hence, the runners chose different slopes and ways to get there. Gómez Miranda knew exactly what he was doing and did almost 90 kilometres by himself. What a great stage victory this had been. As for the girls, it was a remarkable masterclass by the front runners, demonstrating control and prowess. Another great win for Ana Ramirez. There is many a motivation to undergo an extreme test of human effort like this, and every contender has their own. 600 different stories, all coming together in one place. A genuine experience of personal growth and that striving to better oneself.
Soy Carmen Sarroyave, colombiana, Titan.
Je m'appelle Greg, je suis français, je suis Titan.
Meu nome é Leonardo Santos, eu sou branco, eu sou brasileiro.
أنا سعيد الأيوبي, أنا تيتان.
Ahoj, jmenuji se Bohuslav Bábor z České republiky a zdravím Titan Desert.
Ik ben Veerle Claren, ik kom uit België en ik ben een Titan.
Bueno, mi nombre es Alejandro Olivares, vengo desde Chile y acá estamos. Soy un titán.
Hello, my name is Warwick, I'm from England, and I want to be a Titan. 4 days done and 2 to go. Here we go, let's go.
Jeg hedder Sebastian Arnstedt, jeg er fra Danmark. Jeg er Titan.
Somos argentinos y somos titanes.
And so on Thursday came the stage they'd all been waiting for, and the stage they'd all been fearing, the Garmin stage. One of the novelties of this edition was this very special stage. The first 20 men and first 3 women in the overall race would start first, one by one. And without any time to warm up came the dunes of Erg Chebi, more than 4 kilometres of golden sand. This stage is particularly special and demanding, with not a single marker available to indicate the route. The cyclists are left with only GPS coordinates to take them through the various obligatory checkpoints, 4 step controls and 3 hydration stations. The leader Giuseppe Betalou controlled from the start, accompanied throughout the stage at the head of the race by Roberto Bo, Julen Cervero and Ramon Sagues. Moises Dueñas, the professional ex-cyclist in a virtual form, appeared to be in second position overall at one point, but he'd made an error, a very unfortunate error in his navigation in the last kilometres. That returned him to the dunes, where he became lost and threw away any chance of a podium. Cruel luck. In the girls' ranks, Ramona Gabriel, who had started 1 minute earlier, waited for Ana Ramirez, and they navigated the entire stage together. At the finish line, the top 4 went for the sprint victory. The Spaniard Julen Cervero was fastest and was very pleased to collect his first stage win after 7 editions of the event. Giuseppe Betalou had the overall race well under control, while the fight for the other 2 steps of the rostrum was more open than ever. 4 participants covered by just 1 minute. And so it was Ramirez who clinched her 3rd successive stage win and gained a full minute in the general standings. And so it all comes down to the 6th and last stage on Friday.
El primer año que lo probé pensaba que era, bueno, que sería una aventura, que no pasaría de ahí, pero la gente que conocí, las amistades que creas, la organización, todo el montaje que tiene, me hizo repetir y bueno, hasta conseguir el título de Legend, que es que ya digo, algo impensable.
Yo vine a partir de la 4ª edición y a partir de aquí ya fueron todas consecutivas y bueno, a través de un amigo mío que la había hecho, me lo comentó, entonces un año antes ya me empecé a preparar y ya pues ha sido una aventura que siempre la he tenido en el calendario desde entonces.
Vine en 2013 Conocí la carrera por la tele, me llamó muchísimo la atención y digo, esto lo tengo que hacer. Y el primer año me quedé enamorado de la carrera. Y el segundo más todavía, y cada año pues esto va más.
One more stage to be played out, and it wasn't a case of settling down. There was still a lot at stake. Besides, the course was a changeable one, with 2 hard climbs and 1 last pass through the dunes. At the start, we witnessed a different atmosphere to over the last few days, more cheerful and optimistic. That dream of becoming a finisher getting closer and closer for everybody. It was a quick departure for everybody, but it wasn't all good news, as there were several incidents across the opening few kilometres. On the second climb of the day, there was a challenge to the leader Giuseppe Talou from Ramon Sagues, who himself wanted to secure second place on the overall leaderboard. Behind the team of Tomás Baez with Roberto Bo, Guillén Muñoz and José Luis Gómez tried to neutralise the somewhat offensive stance of the leader, but without any success. But as a bit of a bonus dessert to this edition, the organisers surprised with 2 extra challenges over the final few kilometres. A pass through a river and a last trip through the dunes. Any strength left in reserve from the cyclists really was gone now. At the finish line, it was Ramon Sagues taking the stage, and for the 3rd year in succession, Giuseppe Talou being rewarded as the most prepared participant with the title of Titan Desert Winner 2018. Mayalén Nogueira impressively won the stage for the female runners as Ramona Gabriel did the double and took the title, 2 years in a row.
No sé si es el clima, temperatura, no sé. Me siento muy a gusto en esta carrera, sé gestionarla bien y al final, si no tienes una pequeña dosis de mala suerte, al final pues bueno, consigues ganar.
Aquí en la Titan la experiencia de un año a otro pues en todo es muy valiosa.
Titan Desert continues to expand. More than 600 participants from 24 different countries. And it's clear to see how the media coverage is increasing as both the sporting and organisational sides of the event continue to improve.
Je viens couvrir la course pour le magazine Vélo Vert, qui est un magazine français. Donc je me suis dit que c'était une bonne idée de la couvrir vraiment de l'intérieur en y participant. Donc voilà, c'est la raison de ma présence au Maroc. C'est une première expérience aussi pour moi sur cette course. La Titan Desert est encore assez peu connue en France, mais c'est vraiment une course qui gagne à être connue chez nous. C'est aussi le but de ma présence ici, de faire découvrir cette course en France, parce que je pense qu'il y a beaucoup de gens qui peuvent être intéressés par ce format assez particulier, quoi, hein. C'est une course qui ressemble à aucune autre.
J'ai découvert la Titan par hasard, hein, et je suis ravi d'être venu. C'est des paysages magnifiques, c'est des conditions de travail extraordinaires. La journée en fait était organisée avec Isidro, le chef de presse, donc on se déplaçait en voiture. La première fois avec eux et la deuxième fois je faisais équipe avec TV2, ce qui nous permettait de nous déplacer assez facilement entre les coureurs pour pouvoir réaliser les photos sur des spots qui étaient déjà choisis à l'avance. Super expérience, j'adore.
612 kilometres later, 546 cyclists had achieved what they had set out to do. They had turned the dream into reality, and they could proudly state that they had conquered the most grueling mountain bike race in the world.
Ha sido una de las ediciones que hemos batido más récords de todo. Hemos batido los récords de inscripción, que tuvimos que cerrar la inscripción un mes y medio antes porque ya no nos cabían más corredores, teníamos 612. Luego hemos batido el récord en cuanto a etapas de desniveles acumulados, como fue la primera etapa de alta montaña, que fue un reto para todos los participantes. Fue una experiencia nueva que han agradecido muchísimo y que han valorado mucho, aunque la han sufrido también mucho. Y después fue la primera Gaes Titan Desert by Garmin, en que hemos puesto durante 3 días, ha habido en las etapas dunas, porque normalmente era una, máximo 2 etapas, ¿no? Y quiero agradecer desde aquí a todos los participantes porque han sido héroes, porque las noches no han sido fáciles, porque en los campamentos la climatología este año ha sido una climatología extraña, donde hemos tenido una temperatura durante el día y la noche que ha ido como la misma que hay en diciembre y enero aquí en estas zonas, con lo cual en la noche ha hecho frío y los participantes han sabido aguantar las inclemencias y estar a la altura cada una de las pruebas, cada una de los días, ¿no?, de la carrera. O sea que felicidades a todos los que han terminado y a los que no también por haberlo intentado. Han sido todos muy valientes.
The Gaes Titan Desert by Garmin is already standing by for 2019, with more desert, more dunes, more emotion, but above all, more adventuring.